Brad Dalke was one of the most decorated junior golfers in America, 5-time AJGA All-American, winner of the 2015 Junior PGA Championship, runner-up at the 2016 US Amateur, NCAA champion with the University of Oklahoma, a start in the Masters and US Open by the age of 20. By his early 20s, he had already done what most golfers dream of, but his journey since then has been anything but smooth. In this video, we'll explore how this Oklahoma boy went from a teenage prodigy to rebuilding his career on his own terms and becoming YouTube's best golfer. Before he could even walk properly, Brad Dalke was swinging a golf club. Born in Yukon, Oklahoma, he grew up in a house where sport was heritage. His dad, Bill, was a linebacker on Oklahoma's national championship football teams in the 70s. His mum, Kay, has earned a golf scholarship at the same university. By the time most kids were learning multiplication tables, Brad was collecting junior trophies. At 14, he won the Thunderbird International Junior, one of the top junior tournaments in the country. Over the next few years, he kept adding titles: the Ping Invitational, the Junior PGA Championship, and 5 AJGA All-American selections. The Junior PGA win in 2015 was the big one. That victory also earned him a spot in the 2016 Valero Texas Open, his first PGA Tour event. He missed the cut there, but it was another sign that he belonged with the best amateurs in the country.
Literally a dream come true. I've been dreaming about playing a PGA event as an amateur since I was 12 or 13 years old.
Dalke's name became familiar in junior golf circles. Coaches praised his work ethic and strength. His power off the tee and fearless style drew comparisons to the pros he looked up to. When he joined the University of Oklahoma golf team in 2015, he was already a well-known name in junior golf. He had the results, the confidence, and the expectations that come with being labeled a future star. As a freshman, Dalke played in every event. He finished runner-up at the Kaanapali Collegiate Invitational and helped the Sooners qualify for the NCAA Championships. It was a solid start to his college career and showed why OU had been so eager to sign him. And the next season, things took off. The 2016 US Amateur at Oakland Hills was the week Dalke's name went nationwide. He was 19, a sophomore at Oklahoma, and already known as a strong college player, but no one expected him to make a deep run in one of golf's toughest amateur events. From the start, he played aggressive, fearless golf. He drove the ball long, hit confident iron shots, and made putts when it mattered. Each round, he knocked out more experienced opponents and kept moving forward. By the time he reached the quarterfinals, he had become one of the stories of the tournament. On his 19th birthday, Dalke shot 7 birdies in his quarterfinal match and won 3 and 2. His parents flew in as a surprise to watch. They'd seen him win plenty before, but this was different. This was one of golf's biggest stages. He went on to win his semi-final match too, earning a spot in the 36-hole final against Australia's Curtis Luck. And for the first half of the championship match, Dalke held his own. He was all square through 18 holes and even went one up early in the afternoon. But as the match went on, luck caught fire. He went on a streak that Dalke couldn't match and eventually won 6 and 4.
I try my best. Whatever happens, happens. It's a God's plan, and I tried my best out there. The whole time. Even when I was hitting it all over the place, I was trying my best. When I was starting to play good there at the end, I was trying my best. So it was. Whatever, what happens. Today just wasn't my day, but it's, Curtis is a great winner and he definitely deserves it.
But even in that defeat, the week has changed Dalke's career forever. Finishing runner-up at the US Amateur earned him invitations to both the 2017 Masters and the US Open, something only a handful of college players ever experience. It also gave him a massive confidence boost. After the tournament, Dalke said the biggest thing he learned was that he could compete with anyone when he played his game. It wasn't about mechanics or swing thoughts, it was about belief. And in 2017, Dalke played a key role in OU's run to the NCCA National Championship. He helped the team reach the finals and then won the clinching match that secured the title for Oklahoma. It was the school's second national championship and the biggest moment of Dalke's college career. His name was now linked with OU history, right alongside the family legacy he grew up hearing about. He famously even won an arm wrestling competition with Rory McIlroy, and the video went viral. But as his college career went on, things got tougher. By his junior year, Dalke started to struggle with consistency, especially off the tee. What began as a small swing issue with his driver turned into a bigger problem, a loss of confidence that golfers sometimes call the driver yips. He stopped using the driver entirely in some tournaments, relying on a 3-wood instead. But even with the adjustment, the results became unpredictable. By senior year, he was fighting to find his form back. He missed a few team lineups, but kept working to get back. And eventually, he did. He shot 3 strong rounds at the Sonoran Showdown to earn his spot. His coach, Ryan Heibel, called him one of the toughest players he'd ever coached, praising his drive to compete even when things weren't going well. By the end of his college career, Dalke had played in 4 straight NCAA championships, won individual titles, and helped lead a team to a national championship. He left OU with a solid record, plenty of experience, and one big question: how his game would hold up in the professional world. Dalke turned professional in 2019 after graduating from the University of Oklahoma. With his record in college golf and his reputation as one of the best amateurs in the country, expectations were high. After playing in the 2017 Masters, the US Open, and helping Oklahoma win a national championship, it looked like the natural next step was success in the professional ranks, but pro golf didn't come easy. Dalke entered the Korn Ferry Tour qualifying school later that year, the main pathway to earning PGA Tour status, but he missed advancing. It was a tough start. In 2020, he tried to qualify for events through Monday qualifiers and smaller mini-tour tournaments. He managed to get into the Evan Scholars Invitational, a Korn Ferry event in Chicago, but missed the cut there too. Then the pandemic hit, which made it even harder for players without status to find tournaments. He was stuck between levels, good enough to compete, but without the ranking or access to build momentum, and the longer it went on, the harder it became. He started to lose confidence, especially with the driver. The same issue that had crept in during college, the driver yips came back worse than before. He later admitted he couldn't hit a fairway or a green. It didn't matter how hard he worked, he couldn't figure it out. He was used to being one of the top players everywhere he went, but now he was missing cuts and questioning what had gone wrong. Even with long practice sessions and lessons, nothing seemed to click. The game that once felt natural for him felt impossible. By 2022, Dalke was considering stepping away from professional golf completely. The sport that had defined his life since childhood had become a source of stress and disappointment. He described that period as a lost identity, unsure of who he was without golf. For someone who had always been known as the prodigy, the champion, and the fighter, it was a difficult reality to face. He needed to find a reason to love the game again, he just didn't know where that would come from yet. Just when Dalke was ready to step away from golf, something unexpected happened. In 2023, he got invited to collaborate with Good Golf, a YouTube-based golf collective known for its entertaining challenges and creative content.
My game was just awful. For those 3 years of pro golf, it was just terrible. I couldn't hardly hit 5-6 greens around in a mini tour event. And luckily, kind of right when I was about to, because it's very expensive to do pro golf, especially when you're not making money. I was running out of finances, and kind of right when I was about to give myself one last chance at Canada Q School, that's when I met the good guys. I knew Quan before, but...
And for Dalke, the first time in years, golf started to feel fun again. There was no leaderboard pressure, no cuts to make, or any qualifying grind. Filming with the Good crew reminded him why he had loved golf in the first place. He could compete, laugh, experiment, and still perform in front of an audience. But this time the stakes were different. YouTube gave him the pressure he needed, but in a healthy way. Being on camera still demanded focus, but it wasn't the same kind of pressure that had once troubled him. It gave him room to rebuild his confidence and fix his swing without the stress of professional results hanging over him. His natural charisma, power, and talent fit perfectly into Good's mix of personalities. Fans loved seeing a former elite amateur join their world. His long drives and clutch shots often stood out as highlights in the videos, and before long he had built a new following online and became one of the most respected players in YouTube golf. Behind the scenes, he was also starting to rebuild himself as a competitor. The confidence that had disappeared during his early pro years has began to return. He worked on his fundamentals, gained back control with the driver, and found a rhythm again. Even PGA Tour players reached out to support him, telling him they believed in his game. By the end of 2024, Dalke wasn't just playing for content, he was preparing for a second run at professional golf. He said he wanted to compete again, but this time with a healthier mindset. The collaboration with Good gave him visibility, perspective, and a reason to believe that he could come back stronger. By 2024, he was ready to compete again.
Yes, you read that title correctly. I am getting the itch to play pro golf again.
After nearly 2 years filming with Good Golf and rebuilding his confidence, he felt his game returning to form. But this time, the motivation was different. He wasn't chasing rankings or proving anything to critics, but just wanted to test himself on his own terms. Dalke began entering select events, mini-tour tournaments, local qualifiers, and a few invitationals. He documented parts of the process through his YouTube and social channels, giving fans a look at what rebuilding a career really looks like. And in early 2025, the progress started to show. He won the Good Creator Classic at East Lake Golf Club, one of the most watched YouTube golf events of the year. He beat several other top creators in a playoff and walked away with one of the biggest paydays of his career. The win didn't count toward any tour ranking, but it felt significant. It proved he could still deliver under pressure. More importantly, it confirmed that he had found a sustainable path. In interviews, Dalke talked openly about what had changed. He said he no longer measured his worth by a scorecard and focused instead on consistency, mental clarity, and enjoyment. He credited the good environment for reminding him that golf could be challenging and fun at the same time. He also thanked the players who supported his return, saying their belief helped him rebuild his own. And that brings us to today, where Dalke has just gone on to dominate Barstool's Internet Invitational with clutch shot after clutch shot, leading his team to victory and winning $1 million. His incredible golfing ability alongside his sportsmanship really shined through, cementing himself not only as YouTube's best golfer, but one of the most likable people in the industry. I think this may well be the turning point in which his already successful YouTube career goes to new heights. He's already gained 47,000 subscribers in the past 14 days, taking his channel past 200,000 subscribers. And I believe this is only the beginning. Looking ahead, Dalke plans to continue blending both worlds. He still trains like a professional and wants to return to high-level competition, but he's also aware that golf media is evolving. For him, creating content is a part of how he stays connected to the game and its audience. It's not the comeback most people imagined when he first turned pro, but it's one that makes sense for where golf is today.